All right. Welcome back to Gwenerverse. Here we are. I had just finished recording a couple scenes here for episode 2 of Gwenerverse. But first things first, what I definitely want to do is give you a rundown of all the grinding that I've done so far. So if we go over here to my combat level, we're at level 40. If you watched episode 1 of Gwenerverse, that's kind of a spoiler to that. I grinded all the way up to 40. And here are my stats now. We got 30 attack, 37 strength, 30 defense, 2 range, 20 prayer, and bruh, I don't know what it is about, one, having Gwen here as my free-to-play player, and 2, just playing free-to-play. I just don't know, but getting to 20 prayer by just dropping every bone that I get. There's something just satisfying to it. When I get to 43 prayer by just dropping bones, I don't know. There's just something very satisfying to it. It's hard to put words to it. The accomplishment of reaching 43 prayer from bones alone, and of course the ghost speaker quest when we do that, and to say, I think I mentioned this before in episode 1, but just to reiterate, if I didn't say it before, for quests on this account, I'm only going to complete quests as I do the story for Gwen in Gwenerverse. So, completing quests and everything that's going to take a while, because I need to figure out a way how I'm going to tie the quest story to Gwen's story. I'm going to change the story a bit, like in episode 1. I have Philippa be a lot ruder at the beginning before I even start the quest to kind of give off a feel, because if you do the Romeo and Juliet quest, I won't say anything if you don't know, because that's you'll see. You're going to see some classic Jagex humor in this, but I kind of already set the stage for the characters in a way, and technically I didn't even start the quest right. Because to start the quest, you have to speak to Romeo first. But in Gwenerverse, I'm quote unquote starting the quest by talking to Juliet, and Juliet quote unquote gave Gwen the letter. So that's how we're little changes like that. That's how I'm morphing the story. Anyways, so we got 34 health. I'm not going to mention the member skills because those are going to be non-factors. They're not going to matter until much later. When I eventually do become a member, maybe. Most likely, after I'm only going to become a member on this account after I complete every free-to-play quest. That's the idea. Until then, I'm not going to become a member. So all the grinding and everything, I got to do it the hardcore old-fashioned way. But yeah, we got 35 smithing, 35 mining, 25 smithing, 40 cooking, 40 fishing, 21 fire making, 18 wood cutting. We're definitely going to work on that. I haven't had time this week. I've just been busy with my 9 to 5. But I'm definitely going to do some more AFK farming. But I want to first get my combat stats up to 40, because I want to get strength to 40, defense to 40, then attack to 40. The reason why in that order is because somewhere in that I'm going to break and kill the demons in the wizard tower to get the root met him, because for a while that's probably going to be the best in slot armor I'll have. Which, speaking of armor, that goes over our stats. Let me show you what we got here. I forgot about stupid pins. Alright, 1 second. I gotta figure out how to take off the pin. I don't really care for it. But over here, this is my cosmetic items that I'm going to be using. I got the new cape right there. I'm just give you a little bit of spoiler here. So this is kind of what Gwen is going to look like much later on, because after Gwenerverse 1, Juliet mentions how she doesn't have any like actual clothes. That's why I have Gwen dressed like this in a ripped skirt, ripped top, just looking dusty. But eventually, I'm gonna have Gwen like, I think I'm gonna have Gwen like, quote unquote, make a new suit, not a suit, but make her new clothes in a her fashion, and that's why I got lucky. I got the Frog Prince event, and I was able to get the princess set. So look at that. Does that not look good? I mean, for like Gwen Stacy standards, does that not look good? You get the pink, the white, and the blue. I just need to figure out how to get black. I have like the mime pants for black, but I kind of like the skirt here for her. But who knows? Well, maybe actually. Let's see. How would that look? Not bad. I might play around with it. And that's what I'm like looking to like options to see how Gwen Stacy I can make my Gwen Stacy character. But yeah, that's enough of that. We're gonna go. Oops. Drop all this in. Alright. We're gonna go over here to our weapons. As you see, I have full adamant. Oh, and I essentially unlocked for myself the oh, this is supposed to be there. They're supposed to be over here. I unlocked for myself a money making method, and that's like making the silver holy symbols and selling them. That's how I was able to afford all this. And I gotta say, there's a bit of a weird sense of accomplishment, like unlocking a money making method. I've never done any of this. Like playing Iron Man or hardcore Iron Man, it's hard to put to words, but it just changes your outlook on the RuneScape game. Like certain risks and things that you would do before you wouldn't do. Like when let me go over here so I can show you. I think should come up here. It's not going to show it, is it? No. As you see, I've been killing hill giants. What I was going to say was, like when I was killing blue wizards, because when I go over here to the bank, I go to my rune slot, I have the full wizard set. By the way, side note, so as you know, I do like AI art and everything, and I'm going to be like as the story continues, I'm going to create new Lauras or new outfits for Gwen, and then like do art around them. So this, for instance, I'm going to do like a blue mage Gwen. I think it's going to look really good. I can't wait till I get to that. Essentially, in this universe, Gwen is going to learn how to use magic, of course, and learn about magic. And as like my Gwenerverse content continues, hopefully, I plan to like have like the idea that she knows what magic is and knows how to use magic. Continue on. Because I have many ideas, but the main project for this channel, I won't unveil it yet because it's going to take like definitely an investment and a lot of time to do. But the main project of this channel, all of these things that I do inside the games as Gwen Stacy, it's going to play a role in there. That guy looked like Jimmy from the YouTuber, the character model did anyways. So what was that? So Gwen learning magic is going to play a role much later in the future. I just realized the top of the blue wizard hat, was it always like that? I thought it was just a pointy hat. Did it always have that little curve there? Anyways, Put this back in. Got the Addy pick. It's looking good. We definitely have to round out our archery set, get some stuff. This tab's for quest items that I end up finding. Like I have the 25 wool, and then you get 3 more. I might go ahead and get like to do cook's assistant, going to get those items, you know, so on and so forth. Just start stockpiling on quest items so I don't have to worry about them. It'll make the storytelling a lot quicker when I get to those certain points. Because right now, you know, in the story, we're starting off in Varrock as the starting point instead of Lumber. I think we'll take 10. That should be. Yeah, we might go take the last one. We'll take that. Take that. Let's go ahead and teleport. And I apologize if I sound a little off. I'm still not feeling like 100%. I'm making this video literally right after I uploaded Gwenerverse 1.5, which is me self-critiquing myself. So if you haven't seen it, it is me like playing through the first episode of Gwenerverse, but me being a critic of myself. I don't mind critiquing myself. I don't mind having being critiqued by anyone. I enjoy it, actually. Even eventually, I'm going to get those comments where, like, for instance, like, "Oh, AI is not art," or you know, those comments. They don't bother me at all. Let's go ahead and go through here. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I just came out with 1.5, which is me being self-critical. I went through the entire episode 1, and I like paused it multiple times to talk about what I did that I liked, and a lot of what I didn't like, and what I need to do better on. It's going to change. Sounds on slash, yeah. And essentially, the main takeaway is I need to do better on. I guess the voice, which is weird because, you know, it's an AI voice. So how do you do better on the voice? I know there's a way. There's a middle voice outside. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. It's all the way over here, right? Let's go ahead and run a bit. We'll keep walking because we're talking. I lost my train of thought. I'm overthinking about so many things, but okay, yeah, the AI voice. So in episode 1, at the beginning for sure, like the voice was just too fast. But later on, like the voice like sounded a lot more natural. Gwen sounded like an actual person, like actual Gwen a little bit there. And I realized I need to definitely tune like the AI voice more. The many different apps that I use for editing, considering I only use my phone, I need to just take more time in doing it. The comment that I showed had a fair assessment and a lot of praise. I thank you for that. But yeah, that was a fair assessment. It's a rough start, rough job so far. But I'm going to do better. I'm going to get better. I want to make sure to make this content like just something unique. Like, when would you ever think of somebody role-playing Gwen Stacy in old school RuneScape and then other games? You know? And it took me a while to figure out exactly, because I wanted to do RuneScape content, but it took me a while to figure out how exactly I wanted to do that. How can I, because, you know, RuneScape's been out for a while. There's been content creators out for a while. So how can I create my own content that's unique to me? And this is what I came up with. A role play, but a role play as a character, and I might even like involve other characters maybe later. Who knows where the story takes us? But right now the main idea is just focusing on Gwen and her story. And I'll give you, it's not necessarily a spoiler really, but an idea trajectory for Gwen, or I guess what do you call it? A synopsis for this series, I'm thinking. So the idea so far right now is, well, the idea and what's happened so far. So this Gwen Stacy, if you watch episode 1, I mentioned it in the beginning of episode 1, but I think I could have done that a little bit better. And for some reason, I'm still critiquing myself, but whatever. I think I could have did that a little bit better. I think I'm going to reiterate this some way. But this Gwen Stacy, this is the Gwen Stacy from Across the Spider-Verse. Right at the end of Across the Spider-Verse, where I'm not going to spoil it, but when she, you know how it ends if you haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse. So right at the end of that, you know what happens next. And you know, if you've seen the movies, you know what I mean. You know what happens next at the end of Across the Spider-Verse, the last scene of Gwen. And in that's where this Gwen Stacy story begins. Instead of what she intended to happening, she's here in some way. And not only is she here, but when I do other content, she's going to be in other quote unquote universes or worlds in some way, somehow. And the story is Gwen is trying to figure out her way to get back to her spider continuity, or I think, you know, the Spider-Verse, essentially, to get back to her Spider-Verse so that she can get back to Miles and her friends. Now, one thing I want to mention is I'm going to try my best to portray Gwen faithfully, but a little more mature in a way. I guess in a way. You can kind of, oh, I needed that. A law room, yes. Big drop for us. Let's go. If you don't know, in free-to-play, law runes are hard to get. You know, especially if you're playing hardcore Iron Man. If you're playing just Iron Man, sure, you can get them, but you may die. But hardcore, unless you're willing to risk a death, your only death that you have, then it's hard. So getting it from here, much needed. I'm going to have to use these law runes very, very sparingly for sure. Like, probably only for telegrabbing stuff, honestly. Or if I really, really, really need to do a teleport. Which I think in free-to-play, there's not going to be a need for me to really use a teleport. Because I don't think there's any quest that's in the wilderness anyways. But I might keep one law rune and one teleport to go to Varrock for an emergency situation, you know, if I think I'm going to die. But besides that, all the other law runes, they're going to be used for telegraphing stuff. But what was I saying before? But yeah, this Gwen Stacy, she's going to be definitely a bit more mature than the Gwen Stacy that's portrayed in the Spider-Verse movies. I'm taking a lot of my inspiration, not only from the Spider-Verse movies, clearly because of the voice, but I'm taking a lot of my inspiration from the comics too. And I mentioned it before in like my first BTS episode. But I really, really like Gwen Stacy in the comics. Mainly because I don't think I explained it too well because I was kind of like flustered. That was my I think literally my first video. I think so. I was definitely flustered there. Feel a little bit more confident now. Even though I barely have any views on my videos yet, but one day we'll get there. But I'm feeling a little bit more confident now. That comment in episode 1.5, that definitely gave me a confident boost. So I'll tell you that much. For sure. But the Gwen Stacy in the comics, the Gwen Stacy in the comics I really, really enjoy. Mainly because she is, what's the best way to put it? Well, for one, she's not a Mary Sue at all. That the amount of times that Gwen Stacy, both in the comics and you see, come on. Gwen Stacy. Come on. If it's a maze, I gotta do it. Come on. Hello, yes. Kill him. Oh, it just gave me, okay. Iron met him. We'll take that. That's gold. There we go. The Gwen Stacy in the comics, she is not a Mary Sue at all. She goes through a lot, and you see that a bit in episode 1. Not episode 1. You see that a bit in Across the Spider-Verse for sure. And a bit of a spoiler. I have a video video coming that is going to delve a little bit more into like the lamentations of Gwen Stacy and what she regrets and her hopes. I have so many ideas, but I wouldn't even have all these ideas for Gwen Stacy if she was just a one-dimensional character, if you know what I mean. Like Gwen Stacy in the comics and in the movies, she's such a, what's the word? Not diverse, but she's not one-dimensional. She's so much. Oh, she's a very complex character. Like I've rewatched Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, but definitely Across the Spider-Verse a lot of times. And I watched like a bunch of videos too of people realizing stuff, and like there's so many subtle things that the animators did to help tell the story of Gwen Stacy without just explicitly saying it. Even like her little mannerisms and other things that they animated that further tell her story of like her character and who she is without having to say it, and I enjoy that so much. And it just makes me like literally Across the Spider-Verse made me want to look up and look into Spider-Verse. Oh, not. Apologize. Again, I don't script my videos. I'm a little all over the place, but it made me look into the Gwen Stacy comics. That's what I meant to say. And this actually brings me to my next thought. Unfortunately, the main person that helped me to get into the Gwen Stacy comics, comic historian, I heard recently passed away, which is insane, man. That's insane. Rest in peace to him. Like, if it wasn't for his videos, because I'm not a comic guy. I like Batman. I like Spider-Man. But besides those two things, and Deadpool, but I really only like Deadpool because of the media around him, not necessarily his comics. But if it wasn't for Comic Historian, I would not have. I forgot how many hours I spent just watching Comic Historian like narrate the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, like the Spider-Verse comic line, just all of that. If it wasn't for him, honestly, this series may not have started. When I think about it, if it wasn't for him and of course the Spider-Verse movies, this series would not have started. I would not have been so inspired by Gwen Stacy and her story to start this. So I didn't think about doing this for this video, but I guess, yeah, I'll do it here. This wasn't the point of the video. It just kind of just came to mind. This is an impromptu video, I guess, of me just talking to you guys while I kill some hill giants. Sooner or later, I'm gonna start streaming at some point if I can set that up on this phone so that it's not too laggy or anything. But this is a thank you to Comic Historian. Without you, I would not have felt so inspired to start this and start something else, because I have so many ideas now thanks to your narration of the Gwen Stacy comics and helping me to actually get into the Spider-Man comics, because if it wasn't for him, I highly doubt I was going to get into it. I mean, I could have sailed the high seas for sure to read it, but that takes a lot of work. You gotta find a website that you trust that's not full of Trojans and all that. And I wasn't gonna do all that. I would have just been stuck. I mean, I could have bought it, but again, until before meeting, discovering Comic Historian, I wasn't into comics. Manga and anime for sure, but I'm just not into comics. I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with anime. So if it wasn't for him, I literally would not have even thought, probably, of even looking up the Gwen Stacy comic. So thank you again, Comic Historian, for what you produced, what you've done, and inspiring me to do this very out there kind of content for Gwen Stacy. Thank you. And I think we're probably going to end the video there. I don't know where the thought to do a thank you for Comic Historian came from, but it just came up again. Just me talking to you guys, killing these giants. Definitely trying to get to level 40 strength probably today, maybe. I might do a post when I get there on my X. Definitely check out my X. I'm going to be uploading Gwen Stacy art here too. All the art that I'm going to produce is going to be safe for work. If you know what that means. It's not going to be nothing lewd. I don't want to do that, honestly. You can find that anywhere online, but I really just want to see how far I can just get better at prompting with AI and create some really stellar AI art for Gwen Stacy. And I know, a lot of people have like their negative thoughts about AI and AI art and everything, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to just practice more on it, see how high definition I can get it. I made a model, like the Gwen Stacy. I did a recent post for my channel. The Gwen Stacy with the hood that I have. I use a website called pixai.art. There's an app for that on Google Play also, so definitely check that out. But I used the website to create it, and the Gwen Stacy art that I made with the hood on her head. That's the only, I would say, Laura that I could find on the PixAI art, and that Laura I had to make myself by a lot of failures, because a lot of the Gwen Stacy Lauras, they just have her head usually in her Spider Gwen suit, but never really have her hood above her head, and pretty much never. And when you try to prompt it, it's just weird for whatever reason. It just comes out weird. Like her hair will clip through the hood, or the hood will fuse with her hair, or the hood will clip through her face. It's just weird. So after a lot of trial and tribulation, I was able to get the model how I wanted. And you can see that model on my PixAI art account. I go as Gwen Stacy on there, just to keep. I gotta look again. It's either Gwen Stacy or Gwenerverse. Just to keep it simple. But I also have another model up there. That model, if you end up checking out my PixAI art, that model, that other one that I have there, that is not for what you think. That is for all the different costumes that I'm going to be creating for Gwen. Because another problem when it comes to creating AR art with Gwen is that a lot of the models or the art will come out with I don't know how you put it, clippings of her Spider-Gwen suit, even if you put it in the negative prompt and you put it in the positive prompt. For instance, if I were to like do make an image of Gwen Stacy sitting on a rooftop, but she's not wearing, but I specifically put like not wearing her suit, but wearing like, let's say, her school uniform. Well, the AI, because pretty much all of the art, all of the models for Gwen Stacy, all the models, they have art with Gwen Stacy wearing her suit. Well, the art that it produces is going to have like fragments or clippings of her suit on her school uniform, for instance, if I wanted to prompt that. Or if I did something else casual, there will always be some kind of clipping of the suit there. It's usually, for me, it's always been like on the sleeves, on her neck, for whatever reason. Like it will like do a pink web print on her neck, on her sleeves, or also on her legs and thighs for whatever reason. I don't get that one though, because Spider-Gwen's suit, it's all, you know, from her chest lower, it's all black. So I don't know where the spider print comes from on the lower half, or I don't get it. But for whatever reason, the models do that. And I mean like models, as in I've tried. There's so many Gwen Stacy models on Pixar AI art and just out there. But they just have the same problem where they keep producing the Spider-Gwen suit fragments on whenever you try to produce an image. So I took it upon myself after a lot of time, because I kept getting those same images. That's level up 38 now. Because we kept getting these same images, I took it upon myself to make a model that has none of that, so that I can then essentially use that model for dress up. For instance, like earlier in the video when I showed you the blue mage clothes I was able to get. Ooh, Iron Dagger, we'll take that. We'll sell it. As I showed you the blue mage setup that I had, and I said I was going to make a model of Gwen wearing the blue mage setup for when she becomes when I start in the story that she becomes a mage. Well, if I didn't make this model, then me producing that model for her when she as a mage, I don't think it was going to work. Like the sleeves most likely would have pink web prints on them for whatever reason. The skirt most likely would have, it would probably look like a trimmed skirt, probably, most likely. And her hair, I don't even want to imagine what the hair part would happen with the hair because of the blue wizard cap. But anyways, to end this tangent, because I was going to end the video, but I just started talking about it. To end this, I made, if you check out my Pix AI art, I have 2 models right now. One of them is Gwen Stacy wearing her hood and her Spider-Gwen suit. I am very happy with that model. I was surprised how well it looked. And I've tried it on different models. Not Laura's, but different models on Pix AI art, and it just looks great. It's very consistent. I was surprised how well I was able to get it. So definitely check that out. I have another model there. The cover image just says Gwenerverse. And yeah, if you check out that model, do I need that? We'll get that. If you check out that model, just know I made that model because there's an issue with every other Gwenerverse Laura on Pix AI art. And for me to be able to use a Gwen Laura for dress ups, I can, there's going to be so many different outfits that I want to do. I even want to come out with like a summer set. It's essentially, I have so many ideas for Gwen Stacy. I'm probably going to even set up like a Patreon where I just do Gwen art and just keep it like PG though. I'm pretty sure. More law runes. Let's go. And it's just going to be high quality art. But yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing that. But yeah, that's why I made that model. That's the end of that weird tangent. weird, not even rant, just whatever, weird discussion. How long? It's been 35 minutes already. Sheesh. I guess after we kill this giant, we're gonna end the video. Got other things I got to do. I think a little bit later tonight, after I charge my phone, I'm going to go ahead and finish like recording the scenes for Gwenerverse episode 2, and then I'm gonna start getting the voice lines done, and then hopefully next week we'll have the full episode 2 done. Episode 2 most likely is going to be around 10 minutes. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna push for 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to make it longer. The reason, like, in my opinion, episode 1 was too short. I want to do it more. Definitely do a longer episode, and I'm gonna push for 10, maybe even 15 minutes if I can. The problem is just getting like the voices well enough so that it doesn't sound off. That's the only problem. But luckily, I learned a bit from the first episode. I learned how to. I learned a bit. I definitely learned a bit. So definitely look forward to that. And yeah, this is going to be the last giant we kill. I gotta definitely charge my phone and get ready for other stuff. Come on. Come on, Gwen wants to say goodbye too. Alright, it's down. I guess we just log out here. Alright. See you guys next time here on Gwenerverse.
And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining me on this wild adventure through Gwelenor. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic quests and dimensional hijinks. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all our latest content. And if you want even more Spider-Gwen goodness, follow us on Gwen Stacy AI on X for exclusive art, behind-the-scenes peeks, and maybe even some secret surprises. See you in the next dimension.